in London. Is it hot? Anybody anywhere here? Now, Martini laughs when I say heat wave in London because that's Christmas Day in Vegas, basically the same temperatures. But yeah, it's hot here. Well, relatively hot. Again, compared to Dubai and Vegas, it's not. But we're enjoying it, and it's getting hot in Washington, D.C. I'm telling you, I've never seen such excitement around a piece of crypto legislation. We've never seen such a groundbreaking piece of crypto legislation as the Genius Act, which is the stablecoin bill that the United States Senate just passed. Trump literally tweeted, I want the House to not touch it, no changes, get it on my desk as soon as possible so I can sign it. Okay. There was an article that came out in the Wall Street Journal yesterday that said the entire Trump family has made more money in digital assets in the last year than they've made in real estate their entire existence. Raise your hand if you think that's pretty cool. And Barron Trump, his 19-year-old son at NYU, reckons that he's already made $40 million on crypto, which eclipses all the other Trump kids that they had made any kind of money in their 20s. Now, they had made some money in the real estate empire, but Ivanka and Eric and Don Jr., they can't even compare to that. The Trumps are starting to wake up to the possibility that digital assets are how they're really going to wage their future. And it's literally going to trump everything he made in real estate. Doesn't everybody think that's crazy here? Right? I mean, if you would have said the Trumps a year ago, you would have said they probably would have, their legacy would have been the real estate industry. It's not going to be. It's going to be decentralized finance, stable coins, Bitcoin mining, and everything else about debanking. And if you talk to Donald Trump Jr. about it, he tells the story of being debanked as a family. He said up until 2020, 2019, they could pick up the phone and get a loan from any bank in the world because of their name. In 2020, they couldn't get a bank loan from any bank in the world because of their name. They had been effectively debanked by the Democrats and by the lefts. And so they looked at crypto as a way where they could own their finances. Then they looked further and saw the tremendous amount of money that they can make. Did you know that the Trump family has their own stablecoin? Did anybody know that? Raise your hand. Right now, look, some people are accusing Trump to be interested in that because of the bill. I think that's pushing it a little too far because he's got a big family. He's got Eric and he's got Don and he's got Barron, but they have the 5th largest stablecoin that they just launched a few months ago. It's called USD1. And stablecoins are the new future. And now we're hearing the fact that Amazon and Walmart want to introduce their own stablecoin and bypass the banks. This is freaking out the JP Morgans. This is freaking out the Bank of Americas. And they're all panicking now. And they want this legislation to pass so they can go ahead and really finally get in there and put their own rails. Now, I sent this message to a friend of mine today. It's a meme picture. And he thought it was funny, but we laugh because it's funny and we laugh because it's true. And here's the image. I don't know if you can see it here on my phone. I'll try to pull it up, but it's got a Trojan horse. I don't know if you can see it, actually, probably can't. And inside the Trojan horse, well, outside the Trojan horse, it says Genius Act, which is a stablecoin bill. Inside the Trojan horse, it says ETH, and it's going into Wall Street. I'll see if I can pull this up here. And so the joke is that basically stable coins are the Trojan horse for getting the Ethereum blockchain into Wall Street. Does that make sense to everybody here, right? They're kind of tricking them to get it in there. And that's one of the things that's making this really, really exciting. I want to show you one other really incredible graph to look at, and that is the stable coin company called Circle. They issue a stable coin called USDC. Does anybody own any USDC? Connie knows, right? It's one of the most popular stable coins out there. And Circle had their IPO recently, and needless to say, it was off the chart. Okay, can everybody see this graph over here? Martini, this is hitting all-time highs while we're talking here. Okay, now look, the markets closed on Wednesday. There was a holiday on Thursday. The Circle price closed at 200 on Wednesday night. It's at 250 today. It was off Thursday. So in this one day, it's already up 25%. Okay. And it's worth $47 billion. It IPO'd, Martini, at 31 bucks. Another 50 and it's up 10x. That's what a crypto should do, not a stock price. This is part of the New York Stock Exchange. Nobody saw this coming. Now, here's the crazy part is that our good friend Dan Tapiero, he owns a huge chunk of this sucker. because he's been buying it for the last few years. And we put $1 million into his $1 billion fund a couple of years ago, and we're making crazy money on that thing. And so I'm telling you, folks, this is all happening right in front of our eyes, even in the past few days. And Trump is itching to sign this thing. So if the House doesn't screw around and mess with it, we're going to have clear stablecoin legislation in America. And then not only every bank, but maybe every corporation in America is going to start issuing their own stablecoins. Imagine going to Bank of America and looking at your bank account, and you've got your stablecoins and your dollars. Raise your hand if you think that's kind of cool. Melody, does that sound kind of cool to you? I think that's kind of cool, right? And if you own stablecoins, then it's so easy to own Ethereum. It's so easy to own Bitcoin. It's so easy to own Solana. Then it's so easy to own a meme coin. And then it's so easy to buy every single crypto in the world. And that is what's going to pump all of these crypto coins to the moon, because right now adoption still is low. But the US has finally seen that the way to ensure dollar dominance for the next century is through stablecoins. The last century, it's been because of the petrodollar and the domination that the US had at the Bretton Woods Accords in 1944-45 after World War II, when there was nothing left. They forced the dollar on the world. But now it's waning, and the BRICS and all this nonsense. So this is happening, folks, and it's super bullish for crypto. Super, super, super bullish. It really is the Trojan horse, and everybody's jumping in and everybody wants a piece. So I want to talk about this today. I want to show you how we're going to profit from this behind the scenes. We've been investing in this space, big money, for the past 4 years, and I'll show you how that's about to make my members millionaires, decamillionaires, 100 millionaires very, very soon. We believe by the end of this year, we think Q4, Q3 is where it's really going to heat up. So let me jump into this. By the way, send me a message. I know Zoom did like an update recently, and sometimes it's not clear how to do the messages, but if you click on me or on the chat, I think you just click on my picture, send me a message, tell me what you think of the color of my tie or whatever. Trust me, whatever you tell me, I can take it. I've heard a lot worse than whatever you can dish out. So send me a message, and let's jump in. This is the big news, folks. This is the stablecoin bill that Trump absolutely loves. I'm going to show you his exact tweet earlier. And what everyone's asking, is this the catalyst for a $250,000 Bitcoin? Now, a lot of you know 112K was the high in Bitcoin, but everybody is saying that, Bitcoin could be 500,000. The Trumps have said it should be 1 million next year. And Michael Saylor says it's going to be 13 million in the next 5 years. So where's it going to go? Folks, before we get started, I just want to say this presentation is for information purposes only, not intended to be investment advice. If you are looking for that, please go find a professional. I also want to give you this free gift, which is module 1 of our super premium program called the Investment Club. This is going to show you how startups raise money on the blockchain. So important, because this is how we're making all of our money. If you go to londonreal.tv/download, you can get a copy. But if you come to this Zoom call, which is at londonreal.tv/Zoom, I'm going to give you a copy right now, sent to your chat here through the power of, I think, Zoom technology is what we're doing here. So let me jump in here and send this thing out to all of you. Let me find this. Here we go. So I'm going to send you module 1. If you could just type in a yes if you receive this from me, and then also don't read it now. If you can, just try to pay attention to me. I do like the attention. So there you go. All right, this is almost coming, and boom. Ida, tell me if you get that. Just send me a yes. Connie, tell me if you get a yes. Mr. Hoverbee, tell me if you give me a yes. Is your first name Gold Goose? If it is, shout out to Mom. That takes a lot of guts, right after labor to really go with that name. So that's pretty cool. What else was I going to say? Let's jump in. Send me a message if you got that, and let me jump right back into this. Also want to give you a free gift at the end of this presentation, which is module 1 of our investment club, which is how to find the hottest crypto pre-sale tokens in 3 easy steps. It's going to show you how we're making all of our money behind the scenes. Folks, we're doing this with a practice called pre-sale tokens. This is something nobody talks about, nobody's doing, and definitely nobody's teaching, let alone giving access to these deals. That's what we do behind the scenes. A pre-sale token is like investing in a company before an IPO. Raise your hand if you've heard of an IPO. I think Melody knows what I'm talking about. Luis, you heard of an IPO? An IPO stands for an initial public offering. And a lot of times we hear these stories of the stock price doubling and tripling, like Circle. Circle's up almost 10x, right? Because on the IPO that happened about 8-9 days ago, that's the first time the public could buy shares. Before that, it was all through private deals, and you had to be our good friend Dan Tapiero with $1 billion fund to get those shares. When the public can buy it, a lot of times you'll see the price go up 10x, 20x, 30x. And that's what we're doing with our members to make a bunch of money behind the scenes. Folks, this is a token that also you could have bought as a pre-sale token. Has anyone heard of Solana? Raise your hand. Connie, I know you know what it is. Carla, Ida knows what I'm talking about. Did you know, Ida, that you could have bought Solana for 4 pennies each as a pre-sale token? If you had done that through a private investment and you had invested only $1,000, just think about it, only $1,000, that investment alone would be worth 5 million bucks today. Pretty cool, huh? Could anybody here use an extra 5 million right about now? Anybody? Ida's like, yeah, Brian, give me 10. Luis is like, no, Brian, more money, more problems, right? It's like, I'm going to keep my life simple. But 5 million bucks is real. It would give you a lot of things. For me, money is about freedom. I want the freedom to be able to make my choices in my life. For you, it might mean buying cool things, putting your kids in college, getting a second home, flying private, whatever gets your juices flowing. But I think money gives us options, and that's what I want to do. I want to give you options. Folks, this is a deal we signed about 6 months ago, and this is some of the paperwork, actually, a snapshot. Can everybody see this blue circle here? This is the amount that we actually invested in this deal. It says $200,000, and this is the price for each token that we paid. That's actually 1.25 pennies each token. We bought these cheaper than Solana. And what happened? Well, in about 4 hours, we made a $4 million profit for our members. The token was up 20x at the launch. The company was called Skillful AI. We do a lot of AI investing behind the scenes because we know this is the future. We also want it on blockchain because we don't want the Silicon Valley tech giants to own our lives and our brains in the future. This is the CEO named Zoltan. And of course, when you get an investment from us at London Real, you also get your own show. That's one of the reasons we see the best deals on the planet. And Zoltan came to the show and he said, Brian, hold on to this. It's going to 100x soon. This will be 20 million bucks in one deal. We've done over 100 deals, folks. You start doing the math and you can see we've got hundreds of millions and soon to be billions of dollars of potential profit here because of the magnitude of what happens. Now, I always like to tell this story. After the broadcast, Zoltan pulled me aside and said, Brian, I want to join your investment club. And that shocked me because I assumed he saw better deals than I did because he's a CEO in one of the big companies. He said, no, Brian, you have a media platform. You have billions of views. You've got millions of subscribers. You see better deals than me. You get lower prices than me, and you get the tokens faster than me because everybody wants an influencer, right? Does that make sense to everybody here, right? And so I said, I never thought about that. So I said, well, there's only one problem. You got to deal with Martini. She's the one that accepts students, and she's going to make you pay full price. And, she's going to want to know what you're going to bring to the club. So I'll give you her number, but I can't help you from there. And he said, all right, give me your number. Sure enough, 2 weeks later, he had joined the club. And so now when you join us on these calls, Zoltan will stop by and you've got a guy deep in the industry. He's already done about 12 or 13 deals himself. For me, honestly, that's the ultimate testimonial we've ever had for this program. When one of the industry leaders wants to join alongside of normal London Realers like yourselves, I think that's just a beautiful testament. Folks, this is another deal we did called Shrapnel. We were up 20x in 20 days and made a $5 million profit. This is a game on the blockchain. This is a company called Mochaverse, and this was up 20x. This is the digital ID system for Animoca brands. This is Yatsu, the chairman. He's actually going to be here live in studio on Monday. I'm really excited to sit down with him. I believe he's the next Elon Musk. He's such a visionary, such an intelligent guy, and he's built a massive $7 billion company in the gaming sector. This is Story Protocol, one of our biggest wins, up 22x. And in this deal, we invested alongside a massive venture capital company called Andreessen Horowitz. And I think when you invest with the best, that's how you get a lot of your good results. This was one of the meme coins we did. This was up 14x. And one of our members named Christina, she put in $30,000 on this deal. And she woke up to a $420,000 profit. She was completely shocked. She was actually out camping. I think she fell out of her tent, Martini, when she saw that. She thought her wallet was broken, but it wasn't. That was her profit. And folks, I'm not saying 400K is enough to retire on, but it's enough to really start making some new choices with your life. And of course, this is Dan Tapiero. I was just texting him last night, Martini. I keep telling him he's the greatest trader I've ever met. And we've known Dan for 4 years now. We invested $1 million into his 1RT billion-dollar fund. And I think he's got, a 5th company now, Martini, that's going public this year in Kraken. eToro already went public. He sold Deribit. Circle went public, and of course, Gemini is going public soon. He's been buying these companies for pennies on the dollar in the last few years, and that's why our fund alone is up 4x. Dan's a good friend, and he's just an incredible genius, and it's amazing to surround yourself with people like this. I'm in this deal. Martini's in this deal. I think about half of our investment club is in this deal, just making a lot of money. Here's Dan on the right, down at the New York Stock Exchange with Jeremy Allaire, who's the CEO of Circle, also former guest on London Real. Folks, I'm going to show you some of our latest deals, and these are really exciting. We're about to close one of them behind the scenes. We just got a really crazy vesting schedule for it. I don't know if you saw Martini, but the whole group's going crazy behind the scenes because we're getting these tokens really fast with this deal. A lot of people have to wait years. We're getting these in months, which is incredible. This is a post-quantum computing protocol. What does that mean? Quantum computers are coming, and they're going to eat the world. They're going to go so fast that we really don't know what to do with these things because they can break cryptography and break passwords in a heartbeat. And so this is really an interesting time. And we've got a brand new deal called Naris Protocol. And this is going to be post-quantum proofing the world. And this deal's about to fill up, but we wanted to show it to you anyways. It's pretty exciting what's going on. And this is Naris Protocol. This one still has about 20K left of allocation. Check it out.
I'm blown away, honestly.
The founder is pretty impressive.
This guy knows what he's doing.
This is the kind of protocol that it's worth 100 billion.
We're going to be the top blockchain protocol. We're using post-quantum cryptography for everything. Generation of keys, for wallets, for data movements. We eliminate single points of failure. Prepare for quantum threats. We can apply quantum protection on all data. We enhance trust and compliance and can work at nation-state level. We have been in research for about 7 years and created a number of peer-reviewed papers. This is more than proven. And we can do post-quantum RWA assets, post-quantum validations on current chains, and we can apply to any critical environments in the real world.
What do you say to clients who say quantum is never going to happen? It's 20 years out. I got bigger problems now. I don't need you.
Quantum chips are here. They're going to become more and more available. Nation states are spending ridiculous amounts of money on it. This is extremely strategic globally. We are not changing our perspective. We have been advised to do this even 4 or 5 years ago by our NATO advisor generals. So we know we're in the right track. We're just going to carry on.
2 thumbs up if you are a fan of Naris Protocol and everything they're doing. So 2 up from Richard, 2 up from Saskia, 2 up from Arno, Daniel, Patrick, Alessandro. That's 100% up, boys.
It seems like something we should be in. I'm glad we have this opportunity. It's amazing.
I think everything is going to be going quantum, and they got high-level partnerships.
It seems very, very high potential for what's coming in the future in this ecosystem.
This is probably one of the best mature projects we've ever seen. The opportunity seems pretty much infinite. They are the perfect people in the right sector doing the right project. These guys are thinking about the future and beyond.
Boom, pretty exciting stuff, right? It's really cutting edge technology. We're about to close this deal. I think we got about 20K left in that sucker. One other deal that we're about to close right now is a deal called Snowball. And this deal is done by a guy named Parul, who's been investing in this space forever. And he came out of basically investing retirement to go ahead and create a protocol. And he basically wants everybody in blockchain just to have a single name, a single username, not 6 different wallets on 14 different chains that you got to check here and check there. From now on, if I just give you my @BrianRose, you can send anything to me, and it becomes a new identity layer as well. This is a bold idea. He's super plugged in. 2 of his co-founders is the co-founder of YouTube and the co-founder of Twitch. He was an early investor in Coinbase, and he's just ultra plugged in. And this was Parul recently in studio.
My whole career has come to this moment. Right now, we're building an intelligence and identity layer for the decentralized internet. Snowball's purpose was to democratize access to information. We came into market trying to be the bridge for the masses as we go through this financial revolution of physical assets turning into digital assets. And now we're on this adventure to solve the identity and reputation problem.
This is the holy grail. This is such a big deal.
We are building an on-chain username that will be self-sovereign. It can be anonymous, and you get one username for the internet. The second thing we're building is on-chain reputation score. We're allowing people to see how valuable they are on-chain. And we're allowing them to do these different actions to be able to make their reputation greater such that they can get more value.
You just rattled off some of your investors, like it's nothing. Co-founder of Twitch, co-founder of YouTube, co-founder of all these major pieces. Why? Why do they say, yeah, I'm in on Pearl?
As an entrepreneur, as a man, it's very, very important for you to be as truthful and honest with yourself. And ask yourself, what are your beliefs that may be merited on hope or desire versus actual truth? We are these breath-gasping, heart-throbbing, decaying food for worms, right? We're in this temporary experience. What can we do that actually leaves our mark?
And so what will you leave behind?
Well, I think I'll leave a legacy of allowing people to own their identity on the internet. I want to positively touch the lives of 1 billion or more people by way of the technology that I build, the investments that I do. That's my clear path.
We like Pearl, right? We really like our founders to have a real mission outside of just making a boatload of money. And we're going to be with some of these people for years and years and come, maybe even more. And so it's really always nice to get people in the studio and really see what they're all about. We also like great products to go alongside with that and a great use case. And he really is plugged in to the ecosystem. So those are two of our latest deals. You can also see the format, folks, that we do on Mondays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. UK time. And you can join us on one of those calls. It's like Shark Tank, but it's more fun. And I dress better than those guys and girls. And you get the CEO, they come on, they pitch their company. If we like it, we throw them money. And it really is the blockchain version of Shark Tank, and it's a lot of fun. So message Martini if you want to join one of those. The next one will be Monday, 7 p.m. UK time. Folks, we've been asked recently, how do we pick so many winners? People first said it was luck, but after 10, 20, 30 big wins, we're doing something special. And the truth is that success is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. We've been heavy into blockchain for 4 years, but of course, we bought our first Bitcoin back in 2013, and we're talking to people like Max Kaiser and Andreas Antonopoulos, really for the past 12 years, which is pretty much the beginning of crypto. And now we're super plugged in. We've got a great network. We've got a support system and obviously a huge investment club. And we're bigger now than most venture capital funds in crypto. Folks, a lot of you have felt like Drake on the top and gotten frustrated by investing in crypto on your own. How many people here have lost money investing in crypto? Anybody? Ida, Connie has, Melody, thank you for your honesty. Keep your hand down if you're lying to me. Ida, I didn't think that would be you. Luis, okay. Look, it's the jungle out there. I think we've all lost money in crypto. We go in, we buy something we don't know anything about, or we hear about it on Twitter, or we read an article. Next thing we know, it's down 20% and we don't know why. And a lot of people quit crypto right away. That's a shame because crypto is the future. It's really about the internet of ownership. And we want to show people there's another way. And that's why we've created a system. You can join London Real, a community of people that are going to be together for the next 10, 20 years, making a boatload of money, making lifelong friends, and changing the world forever. It's called the Investment Club. And that's what we've created, folks. It's the greatest product we've ever created in our history. And it allows people to get out of the rat race and create financial freedom for themselves. So you can do something important with your life as opposed to just clocking in and working for the man every day. How many people here have ever lived paycheck to paycheck or been stressed out about money? Anybody? Man, most of my life I was stressed about money. You kidding me? I couldn't figure it out because I think most of us are born into a system. We're taught in school to be poor. And most people do that for their whole life and they don't understand why they never can get happiness or find purpose. I believe that if we can create wealth for you, you can get the freedom you need to go out there and find out what you're here to do and go ahead and give that thing back to the world. That's what we're all about. And that's what makes us different than anything out there. There's a lot of places out there that want to show you how to get rich, but what's the point of that unless you can find a purpose in that? And that's what we do here. Okay. We give you the wealth so you can take a break from the system. You can break out of that matrix, but now it's time for you to really figure out what your contribution is. And that's what we encourage people to do inside this academy. It's been honestly the greatest adventure of our lives. And again, if this is of interest to you, make sure you reach out to Martini and book a call with her. Here's 4 ways you can do that. She is the only person that allows people in. We're very careful and we curate this community because we don't want it to be spoiled. We're 150 people strong that have joined this and now have invested in us or with us in over 100 deals. It's been incredible. And if you really think this could be a good fit, book a call with Martini, but please make sure you're serious because she's super busy and we don't like to waste her time at all. Folks, we also have a 4-week crypto and DeFi academy. Connie just graduated. Melody was in it too. I think she's just going to finish up with us soon. And it's 4 weeks, 4 modules, and I teach it personally. It's actually 8 hours of live calls with me. We have an online e-learning platform. We've got my triple tiered accountability system to make you do the work. We've got dedicated coaches, team leaders, and community managers. And we got a private group for posting assignments. It really is a special course. We've graduated thousands of students from it, and it'll get you from zero to hero in all things blockchain and Bitcoin very quickly. All right. So something for you to consider. The week 1 is really the history of crypto. You read the Bitcoin white paper, you discover what Ethereum is. Week 2, you get your centralized exchanges online. You get your hot wallets, your cold wallets, and you do your first DeFi trade. Week 3, we do complex DeFi trades like earning interest on your crypto. And week 4, we show you how to trade that portfolio and make money. It's an incredible way to get started. So also consider that. If you're on this call, you're actually pre-approved at a discounted price at londonreal.tv/buy. That link will be in the chat. Join us. I think we're starting literally next week. It's really a lot of fun. And all the members of my investment club have actually graduated from this as well. Also, here's my 8-step trading checklist. Before you ever do a crypto trade, go through every one of these steps and you'll thank me later. A lot of you know I started Wall Street in 1993. I worked for 15 years at the highest levels of banking in New York City, Chicago, London, and Tokyo. And I've been around. I traded stocks and bonds and commodities and equities. And I can save you a lot of losses if you just stick to some old school basics. Folks, this is the tweet that Donald Trump put out. And I'm going to read it word for word because it makes me so happy. And in my opinion, Melody likes it as well. Melody, this is clear evidence we're living in a simulation when the sitting president of the United States is as excited about stablecoins as I am. I'm telling you, a year ago, the president of the United States would have arrested you for being in stablecoins. I kid you not. A lot of these people were scared to travel to the United States because they thought they would get arrested. And now, instead, they get handed $40–50 billion for their stablecoin companies when they go public. I mean, honestly, we're clearly in a simulation. And Donald Trump said the Senate has just passed an incredible bill that is going to make America the all caps undisputed leader in digital assets. Nobody will do it better. It's pure genius, and genius is the acronym for the stablecoin bill that just passed the Senate. Digital assets are the future. Isn't that incredible that he says that? And our nation is going to own it. We're talking about massive investment and big innovation. I love how he uses capital letters. I do the same thing a little bit, Martini. I love my caps. The House will hopefully move lightning fast in all caps and pass a Clean Genius Act. Get it on my desk ASAP. No delays, no add-ons. This is American brilliance at its best, and we are going to show the world how to win with digital assets like never before. Does this sound like a man who's making a lot of money with crypto or can see the United States making a lot of money with crypto? I think so, and I think he's totally right. This is a huge game changer, and the U.S. has been crippled for the last 4 years, and this is a change. This is a beautiful thing. And of course, again, Trump has confirmed this massive crypto price game